The Developing 8 Organisation for Economic Cooperation, known as the D8, was founded in 1997. It aims to increase economic cooperation among member states to boost economic growth, sustainable development and promote well-being across countries that account for almost $4 trillion worth of GDP and $1.5 trillion worth of exports. Well, the D8 is home to a staggering 1.1 billion people, meaning that this organisation spans a combined area where 1 in every 7 people in the world is living. On tonight's exclusive interview, I'm joined by the Secretary-General of the D8, Ambassador Isiaka Abdul Kadir Imam. Ambassador, thank you very much for speaking to AnewZ. We're here in Azerbaijan. I'd like to start by asking you about this country. How does the strategic location of Azerbaijan enhance the work of the D8, both geographically and also economically?
Thank you very much for having me on your media house platform. And actually, it's my first time in Azerbaijan. And Azerbaijan is the latest member of the D8. The country was welcomed during the last summit, 11th summit, which held in Cairo in December. That's when the leaders of the 8 countries decided unanimously, by the way, it was a unanimous decision to welcome Azerbaijan into our fold. And thereafter, I made it a point to come and visit this country, rub minds with the leadership, and to go straight to your question, yes, the strategic location cannot be in doubt. It's obviously an added advantage to our organization. We now have 2 countries, would say, in Europe, who are now members of our organization. So in terms of Azerbaijan's strategic location, it is going to enhance our trade volume enormously, because our organization was established primarily to promote trade among all the member states. And because of the strategic location of Azerbaijan, which is in the Caucasus region as well as in the Middle Eastern region. So our countries will definitely feel at home using Azerbaijan as a transit to export their countries into European countries, into the Middle East and the Far East Asia. So in that wise, it will definitely boost our trade volume, in no small measure.
And you recently met with President Aliyev.
Yes.
Can you tell us about the key areas of cooperation that you discussed together?
Yes, thank you very much. The meeting with His Excellency the President was very, very fruitful, I must say. He gave us a lot of guidance, a lot of insight on how we can improve the organization, how we can take the organization to greater height. And leveraging on Azerbaijan's expertise, especially in the area of energy. We all know that Azerbaijan has a comparative advantage in the area of energy, both fossil and renewable energy, having been the chair of COP29. So we want to leverage on that advantage to gain expertise in the area of energy from Azerbaijan. And that was one of our core discussions, which I had with His Excellency the President, is to see how we can leverage on Azerbaijan's expertise in the area of energy to benefit all the D8 member states. So in that regard, we are looking at Azerbaijan hosting a D8 energy center in Baku in very, very soon.
Very obvious, I guess, close alignment between the work that's being done with the COP presidency and also your own goals as part of the sustainability agenda of the D8.
Yes, like I mentioned, Azerbaijan is the current chair of the COP 2029, and we are trying in the D8 organization to streamline the issue of climate action into our cooperation agenda. Before now, it has not been one of our priority items, but our leaders after the Cairo summit have seen the merit in mainstreaming climate action in the D8 agenda. Most of our countries are facing the effect of climate change, such as desertification, floods and all that. So we want to leverage on Azerbaijan's presidency of COP29 to see how we can gain from the expertise in the area of climate action. So that's one of the issues we're looking forward to.
And talking of expertise, Ambassador, we know there is huge opportunity to cooperate across businesses, not just big, huge corporations, but also small and medium enterprises who exist in the sectors like energy and technology. Can you tell us something about your vision there for how that cooperation could work?
As a matter of fact, most of our SMEs, most of our companies and entrepreneurs, majority of them in our organization are SMEs. And because of that, we have prioritized the development and the growth of SME entrepreneurs, as a whole. Is one of our priority areas, in the D8 organization. And in that regard, we are in the process of establishing a D8 SME center, which when it becomes operational, is most likely to be located in Nigeria. And when that center becomes operational, one of its mandate will be capacity building for our SMEs to enable them to access the market of the member states. And our market is quite huge. You are looking at a market of about 1.2 billion people, which is quite huge. And when I said majority of our entrepreneurs are SMEs, so it's a big opportunity for them to access this huge market.
So looking ahead then, what does the future hold when it comes to Azerbaijan playing its part in the D8 in terms of cooperation economically? Where do you see the next 12, 24 months going?
Thank you very much. Yes, we are very much anticipating Azerbaijan's submission of its instrument of ratification. And once that is done, Azerbaijan now becomes a full active member. And in terms of what Azerbaijan will benefit from this cooperation, it's huge. Like I mentioned earlier on in the area of SMEs, the SMEs will have an opportunity to export their products into this big 1.2 billion market. And apart from the SMEs, we are also into agriculture. Agriculture and food security is one of our core areas of cooperation. And I know that Azerbaijan is also an agro-based economy, even though they have a lot of resources in the area of oil and gas. But by and large, they are still an agricultural economy. So the market is also there for them to export the agricultural produce to other member states.
Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us on AnewZ.
Thank you.